Chapter 51, 51, Chapter 51, drawing and storing power 50,000 times, slaying a god in one strike. As the terrifying wolves died one after another. In just a short while, Su Yang's lifespan was close to 20,000 years. Su Yang, who was checking his lifespan information through the delusion breaker eye, saw that his lifespan was increasing, and the smile on his face became brighter. The tide-like horde of dusk direwolves had basically all died under the platinum, forbidden magic scroll. The number of terror wolves that managed to survive the ordeal was at least a handful. Most of them were located in the outer areas far away. As a large number of terror wolves died, Su Yang also gained a lot of experience. Level increased, current level LV26. Received 100 free attribute points. Level increased, current level LV30. Received 100 free attribute points. Level has reached the peak of bronze. Advancement mission completed. Higher level of access unlocked. After a while, Su Yang reached the peak of level 30. Now distribute the 500 free attribute points. Su Yang took a look at the promotion mission for breaking through from bronze to silver. Just like when he was breaking through to bronze rank at level 10, he had 5 different difficulty promotion missions to choose from. The promotion mission for breaking through from bronze to silver would be randomly generated according to Su Yang's current state. After completion, he would be able to break through to silver. For example, the 5 normal advancement methods could only be chosen when the black iron level broke through to the bronze level. Once he missed it, it would not appear again in the future level breakthroughs. It seems that the promotion mission from iron level to bronze level is the most critical promotion. The more difficult the initial advancement mission is, the more benefits you'll get, and the stronger your future growth potential will be. I missed it, I really missed it. Thinking of this, Su Yang sighed in his heart. His class advancement mission had not been generated yet. Therefore, there was no need to rush. Su Yang's expression softened as he looked at the ground full of dead terror wolves. These corpses had provided him with a huge amount of lifespan and experience points. It seemed that the curse that the evil god of dusk had given him was a big gift instead. This is a great gift, evil god of dusk. I've never seen such a good existence like you, Su Yang said in a low voice with a smile on his face. A big gift. In that case, if you're willing to offer everything you have, I'll grant you a better existence. The Dusk Evil God's avatar, who had just arrived, heard Su Yang's mumbling. After being stunned for a moment, it looked at Su Yang with a sullen expression. Su Yang was stunned when he heard the voice. Then he looked at the sky. He saw a huge creature that looked like a ball of light appear in his sight. Then the light-shaped monster gradually turned into a human figure that could not be seen clearly. Dusk Evil God's clone, level 30 special boss. HP 10 million. Defense 100,000. Attack 200,000. Skills Doomsday Dusk, Dusk Resurrection, Evil God's Whisper, Corruption. Level Dusk 1%. Through the delusion breaker eyes, Su Yang's pupils constricted when he saw that the guy in front of him was the one who had broken up with the evil god of dusk. This was the Dusk Secret Land's final boss, the Dusk Evil God's doppelganger, even though it was only level 30 on the surface. However, it was based on the replication of the evil god of dusk in all aspects, and it was in existence with 10 million HP. With Su Yang's current strength attribute, he could only deal close to 20,000 damage with his sword. In addition to the Demon Slayer Saber's special, innate skills, he could only deal around 100,000 damage at full power. Even if the Dusk Evil God's clone were to stand there for him to see, it would still take a long time to hack at it. This was without taking into account the fact that the other party had 10 defense points. Fortunately, the blue planet is still in a 1-month protection period, so the Dusk Evil God's clone is limited to level 30. This was a rule that even gods had to abide by. This was good news for Su Yang. This meant that he still had a certain chance of killing the clone. At this moment, a detected professional, Heavenly Son's current situation and condition. A promotion mission activated. Mission objective: kill the Dusk Evil God's clone. Unlocked levels 3150 after mission completion. Mission reward: all attributes increase by 100%. Every level up will increase your free attribute by 300. The promotion mission actually came at this time. The reward is actually so generous. The next time I advance, won't I have more than 600 free attribute points? Is this the potential that can only be obtained after completing the mythical advancement mission? Su Yang's pupils suddenly enlarged after reading the information of the promotion mission. Su Yang had reflected on how he had attracted the attention of the evil god of dusk after being repeatedly harassed by it. From the looks of it, he was the only one who had completed the mythical advancement mission that no one had completed for thousands of years. He had originally thought that completing the mythical advancement mission would only result in more attributes than other professions who had completed the other advancement missions. Now it seemed that there was definitely something else he didn't know. However, for the time being, he could not come into contact with it. Whether it's killing the Dusk Evil God and leaving the dungeon or completing the promotion quest. Looks like I'll have to use my strongest power this time. Thinking of this, Su Yang quickly adjusted his body to its best state and made all preparations. He had to go all out against the avatar of the Dusk Evil God. He directly activated the Berserk Blade state, and his strength was increased by 5 times. Then he used all the remaining 5 points of divinity. In an instant, the accumulated power for sword draw had reached 50,000 times. At this moment, Su Yang's hand that was holding the Heart Slayer could feel that the Heart Slayer in his hand was using the power to split the heavens and earth. Then Su Yang directly used the ability of the Dusk Ring to extend the charging state of sword draw from an instant to an hour. Damn it! That's my divine spark. The Dusk Evil God's doppelganger shouted when he saw Su Yang using the divinity. Then he waved his filthy arms and attacked Su Yang. Su Yang made a decisive move and swung his sword draw with 50,000 times of accumulated power. In an instant, the power of the creation of heaven and earth bloomed. With just one slash, the surrounding ruins began to collapse. The erosion that was surging towards Su Yang was completely destroyed. The Dusk Evil God's doppelganger watched in disbelief as the blade tore the entire secret dungeon apart with endless power. Destroy the Dusk Secret Land Dungeon. Acquired title: Secret Realm Destroyer. You have become the first professional to destroy a secret dungeon with your own strength. Your deeds will be announced worldwide. Chapter 52, Chapter 52, Eternal Status, God Slayer. Important notice: Professional, Heavenly Son, has become the first professional in the world to destroy a secret dungeon. As the first professional in the Blue Planet region to destroy a secret dungeon. Acquired special reward: independent attribute plus 100, destruction level plus 1%, chaos treasure chest asterisk 1. As one of the few professionals with low-level strength who have the ability to destroy secret plane dungeons, your presence will be detected by some sharp powerhouses. How is that possible? Damn it, how can this guy have such a powerful attack at his current stage? Is this the existence that can complete the mythical advancement mission? After being targeted by the blade, the Dusk Evil God felt its body being cut into pieces, and its star-like eyes were filled with disbelief. He didn't die. I knew it. He won't be that easy to kill. Su Yang murmured as he looked in the direction of the avatar of the Dusk Evil God. There must be many restrictions in his attack this time. I definitely can't use it again in a short period of time. Fortunately, this time I left behind 2 levels of power. Status was a necessary ability to become a god. The Dusk Evil God's avatar was only able to possess such powerful strength at level 30 because of the enhancement of its level. In particular, the existence of the eternal level could only allow it to maintain its current peak strength under all circumstances. In the face of an unavoidable attack, it could also fix its current state in an instant. Even if it encountered a destructive attack, it would be immune. He had used this ability to dodge Su Yang's earth-shattering attack just now. It was because of this that he was able to escape. However, this 1% of the permanent status could only allow it to withstand a few destructive attacks. In an instant, the Dusk Evil God's body, which had been cut into pieces, was restored to its original state. Powerful human, I acknowledge your strength. However, it's a pity that you still can't kill me, even after using all your strength. I think you can only use this attack once. I'll give you one more chance. Submit to me. The Dusk Evil God, who had just formed a human figure, stood in the air and said slowly, "Once he." Su Yang chuckled. He still didn't know what kind of power the clone was relying on to be immune to this attack. However, Su Yang didn't believe that his clone would be immune to the sword draw forever. Not being able to kill it once didn't mean that it couldn't be killed twice. If 2 times didn't work, then 10 times, 100 times, he would be able to kill it at least once. He didn't say much. He could only maintain his peak state for an hour. He didn't want to waste time. He waved the heart slash and quickly approached the evil god's clone, slashing down again. In an instant, the evil god's clone was cut into pieces again. The evil god looked at Su Yang in disbelief before it was cut into pieces. He could actually cast such an attack again. No, impossible. Who are you? Which god's substitute are you? Su Yang ignored it. Seeing that this attack still didn't kill it, he continued to swing his sword. One after another, destructive blade auras were slashed out, attacking the body of the evil god's clone. This is the power of eternity, my power. You should die. You damn guy, you actually dare to steal my power. Soon, the evil god's clone felt the eternal dusk power in Su Yang's body. At this moment, he finally understood why this human could use this terrifying attack so many times. That was the eternal power of dusk, a power that contained the ability of a higher level, a power that belonged only to him. Damn the laws! It must be that after my consciousness was killed, the power of eternal dusk has been materialized. Soon, the evil god's clone deduced the reason why Su Yang could use the eternal dusk power. He was only a clone, and he had no ability or qualification to take back Su Yang's power. What's more, the eternal power on Su Yang's body was obtained from an item materialized by the rules of Heaven Realm. so there was no way he could get it back. Therefore, it could only watch Su Yang use his own power to attack it. Damn it, if I'm killed, this power will become a tool again, and he will become stronger. He must have obtained the forbidden scroll from another existence. This won't do. I have to inform my main body to stop transferring power to this human. The evil god's clone resisted Su Yang's attack and tried his best to send out this message. Under Su Yang's continuous attacks, the evil god's clone could no longer hold on. His body shattered, unable to recover. Damn it, that detestable fellow. Before dying, the Dusk Evil God's clone struggled with all its might and looked at Su Yang unwillingly. Successfully killed the avatar of the Dusk Evil God. Received 10 experience points. Received 666,666 gold coins. Received 15 divinity points. Forbidden talent unlimited growth activated. Acquired ability from the Dusk Evil Gods clone everlasting 1%. Eternal status power under the rules. Acquired eternal status. Permanent status. Able to stagnate your status for 1 second when you are under a destructive attack. Dusk Ring's effect has increased due to Eternal Brother Way's influence. Eternal Dusk's duration has been increased to 2 hours. 1% of eternal value. It turns out that the Dusk Evil God's avatar is immune to the sword draw because of its eternal status. After understanding the information of the eternal level, Su Yang finally understood why the evil god's clone could withstand so many attacks. At the same time, there was a message in his mind, because through his taboo talent, he had seized this eternal status from the evil god's clone. With this bug-like ability, he could also resist more than a dozen destructive attacks. Advancement mission successfully completed. Successfully unlocked level 31 level 50. Received promotion mission reward. All attributes will increase by 100%. Level 1 will provide 300 independent attribute points. With the completion of the promotion mission, the level cap was unlocked. The experience points he had gained from killing the Dusk Evil God's clone were also transferred into his body. Level increased. Current level LV32. Received 300 independent attribute points. Su Yang immediately leveled up twice and gained 600 independent attribute points. Level up 300 independent attribute points. This is too terrifying. Seeing the increase in his independent attribute points, Su Yang could not stop smiling. Successfully killed the avatar of the Dusk Evil God. You have completed the great feat of killing a god. A new title acquired, God Slayer. Chapter 53, Chapter 53, Destruction Aura, Resurrection Tool. A God Slayer. Looking at the information on the panel, Su Yang was a little surprised. After all, it was rare to get such a title by killing an avatar. God's Lair Beginner. Effect: 10% additional damage to creatures with divinity. There is a 10% damage bonus to creatures with divinity. It's only effective on divine creatures. In the future, it will be much easier to deal with monsters like the Dusk Evil God's avatar. After learning about the God Slayer title, Su Yang's eyes flashed with a hint of joy. The title of the God Slayer was indeed not bad. After the 2 incidents with the evil god of Dusk, Su Yang had a hunch. In the future, he would definitely have many opportunities to come into contact with these divine creatures. Now that he had the title of God Slayer, he could deal with these creatures much more easily. Exhaling a breath of turbid air, Su Yang put away the God Slayer title and then allocated the 600 independent attribute points. He pulled himself back from his thoughts and looked at the reward he had received for destroying the Sunset Secret Dungeon. Destruction level, Su Yang murmured in a low voice. After entering the berserk state and charging up his sword draw 50,000 times, the power that burst out could directly destroy a secret dungeon. This was completely beyond Su Yang's expectations. He had not expected the Sunset Secret Land to be so weak. In fact, it was a complete coincidence that Su Yang could destroy the secret dungeon so easily this time. The Dusk Secret Land dungeon had just been dragged out of the void by the Dusk Evil God due to its victory. During this process, a lot of the origin energy stored in the secret dungeon had been consumed. Furthermore, he had been forcefully thrown into the blue planet in the process. He had also consumed a large amount of origin energy. The Dusk Evil God, on the other hand, had forcefully activated the source power of the secret realm for Su Yang's sake, giving birth to millions of level 30 Dusk Direwolves. It also consumed a large amount of the secret plane's origin energy. Being consumed like this and being attacked like this from the inside. Of course, it couldn't withstand it and was directly destroyed. At this stage, Su Yang was able to destroy the Twilight Secret Land dungeon because of his own strength. But it was just a coincidence. In any case, it was a fact that the Sunset Secret Land dungeon had been destroyed. Therefore, he was recognized by Heaven Realm and received his first reward. Compared to the rewards he had obtained previously, this was a huge difference. It was clear that the rewards for destroying the secret dungeon this time were more generous. This was something that professionals in the Blue Star region could not do. 100 independent attribute points. Gain 1% destruction level. 1 hit, 1 chaos treasure chest. Su Yang was already very excited about the 1% permanent status he had just obtained from killing the evil god's avatar. Now there was another destruction level, which made people even more comfortable. Therefore, Su Yang simply looked at the information of the destruction level. Destruction level transcends the domain of destruction. Acquired destruction aura. Destruction aura. When activated, all areas around you will be strengthened by the laws of destruction, making it easier to destroy secret dungeon. Current range 5M. The level of destruction and the halo of destruction were both powers focused on destruction. It was simply too simple and crude. Easier to destroy secret dungeon. I feel like this guy isn't a good person. After checking on destruction level, Su Yang grinned and thought to himself. After obtaining the destruction plane, his strength had also increased, and he was too lazy to be bothered with other things. As Su Yang obtained the eternal and destruction levels, he also had some feelings in his heart. He seemed to have already stepped onto the path of becoming a god. This should have been something that only platinum overlords or diamond demigods could come into contact with. But now Su Yang, who was only a silver rank, had already begun to touch it. Not only was he in contact with it, but he was also an existence that already possessed the 2 levels of energy and destruction. If some diamond-ranked existences were to know about this, they would probably have malicious intentions. A person's status was the precursor to the power of the laws controlled by a god. Without destruction level, there was no hope of becoming a god. As for the promotion of a professional's level, it was more of a transformation of the realm. In terms of combat strength, it had a huge increase. Correspondingly, there were also differences in status. Those with higher qualifications obviously had a greater advantage than those with lower qualifications. Su Yang's current perfectness and destruction were definitely high-level existences. I'll continue to condense and improve my level. When I break through to platinum or diamond grade, I'll naturally step onto the path of a god. Unlike other professionals who need to stay at platinum and diamond for a long time, once my level is raised to 10%, I'll be able to control the power of my domain. These feelings kept appearing in Su Yang's heart. At the same time, he also knew that the earlier he came into contact with the power of his level, the easier it would be for him to improve his level of comprehension. After understanding the ability information of the level, Su Yang stopped thinking and looked at the chaos treasure chest. However, he didn't activate it immediately. Having opened the treasure chests many times, he was very clear that he would only have a chance to obtain better items if he was prepared to open them after he had filled them up. He kept the chaos treasure chest. Su Yang's gaze swept over the items dropped by the evil god's avatar after it was killed. Looking at the existence of only one ball of light, Su Yang pouted. "Only one item, why are you so stingy?" However, it was just one item. He casually picked up the ball of light that his avatar had dropped and took a quick look. Obtained equipment Dusk Seal. A Dusk Seal. Type special item. Effect: engrave the user's name on the card and hide it. When you die from force majeure, you can reappear near the card. Restrictions: can only be used once. Does this mean that it's an item for resurrection? Is this the final gift you're giving me? Ha ha ha. I'll accept such a big gift. Su Yang's mouth was about to split open after reading the information on the card. Originally, he had thought that an item dropped by an evil god would not be any better. He didn't expect it to be a resurrection tool. The evil god of dusk was truly his best friend. However, Su Yang also secretly swore in his heart that the Twilight evil god's life-saving ability was particularly strong. If he had the strength to meet it in the future, he would definitely not let it escape. He had to be completely destroyed. After engraving his name on the token, Su Yang put away the token and looked around. After confirming that there was nothing left, he disappeared and returned home. On the other side, in the world of dusk, a mad roar reverberated through the entire world. Chapter 54, Chapter 54, The Existence That Destroys the World. The Dusk Evil God was even more enraged. Just now, he sensed that his avatar had disappeared. This also meant that all his previous actions had failed. He was so well prepared that he didn't mind consuming his divine power to curse a tiny human. In the end, he still failed. It had been a long time since such a shameful thing had happened. Human heavenly son. After venting its anger, the Dusk Evil God calmed down and murmured softly. At this time, he also received the message sent back by his avatar before his death. Roar! The Dusk Evil God was completely enraged. He didn't expect that his own avatar would die under his own ability. If I can't transcend, I'll forever be restricted by the rules of heaven. Damn it. The Dusk Evil God roared unwillingly. He had received the advice of his avatar and decided to temporarily give up on attacking Heavenly Sun. This was to prevent the other party from becoming stronger. Therefore, his desire to transcend the rules of heaven was even stronger, and he wanted to assimilate the Heavenly Sun even more. However, he could only stop for the time being. Back at home, Su Yang stretched his body. He said that he let little Zai out of the pet space and let it move freely. Then Su Yang got up and went to take a shower to refresh himself. Then he would do some maintenance on the blade of Heart Slayer. After all, when he opened the treasure chest later, he still had to take advantage of Heart Slayer's luck. The Heart Cutter in the Tang sword form could feel Su Yang's thoughts and felt a little helpless. However, she did not reject him. The first 2 times, Su Yang had opened a god-tier item after a simple operation, which had really shocked her. This made her doubt if she was really full of luck. After careful maintenance of the heart slash, Su Yang took a deep breath and took out the Chaos Treasure Chest. Chaos Treasure Chest. With this name, it can't be a dangerous item, right? If I really get a disaster weapon from Heart Slash, I don't know if I'll be able to hold on. I hope it won't be like what I think. Su Yang couldn't help but guess as he looked at the chaotic treasure chest. He looked at the chaos treasure chest in front of him, which had an ominous aura above it. Su Yang had a feeling that once it was opened, there might be a high chance of an accident. However, he felt that his permanent status had not disappeared yet, and he had the confidence to open the treasure chest. After a moment of contemplation, he decided to open the treasure chest now. Since he was going to open it, he had to be fully prepared. Turning his head, Su Yang looked at Heart Slayer's helpless expression and smiled. When everything was ready, Su Yang stretched out his hand. It was directly activated. Successfully opened Chaos Treasure Chest. Acquired Special Skill Destruction Titan. Destruction Titan. Its body is filled with violence and unruly. It can only be used after taming it. A temporary secret dungeon challenge activated. You need to subdue the special skill, Destruction Titan, within 24 hours. Ahoo! Su Yang let out a breath of air. There was no sudden explosion of danger like he had expected. However, there was still a test before he could truly obtain the special skill. The Destruction Titan. Su Yang looked at the special skill that came out of the treasure chest in confusion. But what appeared in front of him was a vortex-shaped entrance above the treasure chest. Through this passage, we should be able to directly enter the temporary subjugation crusade. It's a special skill that needs to be subdued before one can truly possess it. This is the first time I've encountered such a thing. Without any hesitation, Su Yang entered with the Heart Slayer, entering the temporary challenge of subduing the secret dungeon. He had just entered the secret dungeon. The sky shattered and the earth cracked. Violent tornadoes were blowing in the broken sky, and hot lava was flowing on the cracked earth. It was a world-ending scene. In this apocalyptic world, a figure that was hundreds of meters tall suddenly appeared. It was like a world-destroying giant. Destroy the Titan. Looking at the giant in front of him, Su Yang's eyes were sharp. At the same time, he also had a general understanding of the Destruction Titan. This Titan wasn't really a Destruction Titan. It was just the state of a special skill. However, in all aspects, it was basically the same as a real Destruction Titan. At the same time, the Destruction Titan's strength was automatically adjusted to the same level as Su Yang's current strength. Boom! He seemed to have sensed Su Yang's arrival. The Destruction Titan strode toward him with huge steps. The 100-meter-tall Destruction Titan didn't move as clumsily as he had imagined. Instead, it was extremely agile. It didn't take long for him to reach Su Yang. Su Yang raised his head and looked at the Destruction Titan. The Destruction Titan also lowered its head slightly and looked at Su Yang. There was no conversation. In the next moment, Su Yang and the Titan began to fight. Su Yang jumped up and waved his heart slash, directly slashing at the Titan. With the berserk blade state and the buffs from the 50,000 charged-up sword draw, it instantly struck the Titan. In an instant, it seemed as if it was going to be chopped into pieces. However, the Destruction Titan was not a real creature. It was just a manifestation of a special skill. Moreover, its current strength was at the same level as Su Yang's. Facing Su Yang's attack, the 100-meter-tall Titan's body instantly dissipated. After dodging the attack of the blade radiance, it quickly condensed again. Then a huge flaming fist madly smashed toward Su Yang. Su Yang kept dodging. As he dodged, he looked for an opportunity to strike at the Titan with slashes. In this apocalyptic secret realm world, Su Yang's power was not affected at all. Before this, he had obtained a special attribute, the existence of the Titan body. No matter how extreme the situation was, it would not affect his strength. After a few rounds of fighting, whether it was Su Yang or Titan, they were evenly matched, and there was no clear winner. How am I supposed to subdue this guy? At this moment, Su Yang kept thinking. After all, the Destruction Titan was not an intelligent creature. It had been subdued by force with its own strength. Su Yang felt that this was too much of a waste of time. I don't know if this method will work. Very quickly, Su Yang had an idea. That was to force the Titan to submit through stronger destruction. As such, while he fought the Titan, he continued to destroy this world that was on the verge of destruction. As Su Yang's slashes flew in all directions, the secret plane, which was on the verge of destruction, quickly entered a state of destruction. Chapter 55, Chapter 55, A Soldier's Visit, the Honorary President. 55, Chapter 55, A Soldier's Visit, the Honorary President. The violence in the void kept tearing at the remaining sky. The earth was cracking, and the dark red lava was about to erupt. The Destruction Titan, who was fighting with Su Yang, felt the changes in the surrounding environment. Gradually, the frequency of the battles began to slow down. At the same time, it also sensed the destructive level of Su Yang's body and the destructive aura he emitted. Roar! After a moment of silence, the Destruction Titan raised its head and let out a long roar. Then, the 100-meter-tall body instantly turned into countless destructive auras and headed towards Su Yang. Seeing this situation, Su Yang's face revealed a happy expression. He knew that his method had worked. As a result, he did not resist the destructive aura that was flying toward him. As the destructive aura enveloped Su Yang, it quickly entered his body and disappeared. A successfully subdued special skill, Destruction Titan. Destruction Titan. Type, Special Transformation Skill. Effect. When you use it, you will turn into a Titan with greater strength, defense, and a larger body. Restrictions. Once a day, duration of 1 hour, can be turned off in advance. Transform into Destruction Titan. Thinking about the 100-meter-tall Destruction Titan's body that he had just seen, Su Yang's heart immediately became interested. Open! With a low shout. In an instant, Su Yang's body turned into countless destructive auras. Not long after, Su Yang's figure disappeared, and what appeared was a 100-meter-tall Destruction Titan. Is this the Destruction Titan? Su Yang lowered his head and looked at his tall figure. He clenched his fist and waved it in front of him. Bang! The huge fist quickly broke through the air. Boom! Lifting his feet and taking 2 casual steps would cause the ground to shake. Each and every one of his movements contained a terrifying power. Heart Slayer. Suddenly, Su Yang thought of something. Then, in his realization, the heart slash in the form of the sword also grew larger. It turned into a huge Tang sword. It was perfect for Su Yang's Titan form. Heart Slayer was his life weapon, and it could change according to his needs. Su Yang, in his Titan form, held the hilt of Heart Slash and casually waved it in front of him. In an instant, a huge blade Kai slashed out, directly splitting half of the earth. Cool, with the form of the Destruction Titan and the Heart Slash, it seems like I've become stronger again. Su Yang, who was casually waving the Heart Slayer in his hand, sighed. Who tilde? Su Yang's breath instantly turned into a powerful storm. Su Yang laughed when he saw that his breath could cause such a commotion. After that, he exited the Destruction Titan state. After taking one last look at this apocalyptic secret realm, he had no intention of staying any longer. He turned around and left. With Su Yang's departure, this apocalyptic world continued to collapse until it finally disappeared. As soon as he came out, Su Yang picked little Zai up and stroked her. While Su Yang and little Zai were playing, he sensed that someone was approaching his house. What? Someone's here. Su Yang couldn't help but look outside the door in confusion. After carefully examining it, a smile appeared on his face. It's the soldier we met before. Why did he come to find me? Su Yang walked over and opened the door. Sir. The soldier who had just walked over greeted Su Yang respectfully with a smile when he saw him open the door. Yes, what's the matter? Su Yang looked at the soldier and asked. Yes, there are some things that the higher-ups want to discuss with you. The soldier said. Above her. Su Yang looked at the soldier thoughtfully and nodded, signaling the soldier to continue. Sir, the higher-ups want you to be the highest honorary president of the Dragon Kingdom Professional Association. Of course, if you want real power, you can also become the Supreme President directly. The soldier continued. The Professionals Guild, the highest honorary president, or the highest president who has real power. You want me to take on the role? Su Yang looked at the soldier. After seeing the soldier nod, he thought for a while and nodded. He knew that the Dragon Kingdom's officials were here to give him power and status. That's right, it was a gift. And from the looks of it, he wanted to give it away directly. This was because his current strength had already reached a level where no one could save him. Under the circumstances of not making enemies, he could only show goodwill. How to express goodwill? He didn't lack strength, so he could only give them power and status. At the Professionals Association, he had noticed it when he was browsing the forum. It was just a plan that the Dragon Kingdom had been preparing since the arrival of a heaven realm. In order to adapt to the rules of heaven and the future development of the Dragon Kingdom, the establishment of the Professionals Association was necessary. The Professionals Association would be a semi-official organization, and it would be very free. But it also had a certain binding force to restrain the professionals. It was conceivable that the Professionals Association would definitely develop into a powerful obstacle in the future. As the highest president of the Professionals Association, whether it was the highest honorary president or the highest president who had real power, he had great power and social status. Among them, the highest honorary chairman might have less authority, but he was relaxed and didn't have to manage things. The supreme president, who held real power, had more power. At the same time, he had to worry about some matters of the professional association. Sir, you don't have to turn me down so quickly. You can think about it. If you have any ideas, you can message me in private on the forum." The soldier noticed Su Yang's thoughtful expression and spoke. "All right, I understand." Su Yang nodded. He had no intention of rejecting the authority and status offered by the Dragon Kingdom's officials. After all, this wasn't a bad thing for him. On the contrary, it had many benefits. Compared to the Supreme President, who had more power, he was more inclined to be the honorary president. With his personality, he didn't like to manage those trivial matters. The highest honor guild leader then. Su Yang thought for a moment and immediately made a decision. "All right, sir." Hearing Su Yang's decision, the soldier nodded his head and remembered Su Yang's choice in his heart. "Sir, when we go back, I will send you the information about the Job Holders Association and the highest honorary chairman through the forum." "Sure, there's no need to rush," Su Yang said with a faint smile. He didn't care much about this. "By the way, sir, the higher-ups want to ask you something. There are 3 more days, and a month's time is almost up. If there are any monsters attacking the city, Rock City would like your help. Of course, if you have any needs, you can also let me know." The soldier said. "Don't worry, I'll take action when the time comes." Su Yang replied with a smile. Even if the soldier didn't say anything, he would still take the initiative to attack when the monsters attacked the city. However, thinking of the problem with the Heart Slayer, Su Yang spoke again. Chapter 56, Chapter 56. An unexpected special attribute, a gesture from the official higher-ups. Hearing that Su Yang wanted to collect swords and weapons of silver rank and above, the soldier quickly replied. "Yes, sir." The soldier quickly replied when he heard that Su Yang wanted to collect weapons of silver rank and above. "All right, I'll contact you privately on the forum after I've collected all the information." The soldiers attached great importance to Su Yang's request. "Sure, just help me keep an eye out and collect them." Looking at the soldier's solemn attitude, Su Yang patted his shoulder and said softly. Then, after a brief chat with the soldier, Su Yang bade farewell to the soldier and returned to his room. On the other side, the Dragon Kingdom's officials had also received messages from the soldiers. "Heavenly Son has agreed." "That's good. You must maintain a friendly relationship with Heavenly Son. This soldier is not bad. Promote him to colonel and give him some resources. We must also pay attention to Heavenly Son's request. If this matter is completed well, it might be able to strengthen our relationship." The higher-ups of the government were happily discussing. In their opinion, Su Yang's promise to be the highest honorary president of the professional association was a crucial event in establishing the Dragon Kingdom Professional Association. It was extremely important. Su Yang was the #1 person on the blue planet. It was the goal that all professionals looked up to, and at the same time, it was the goal that countless professionals worshipped. His every move could cause all sorts of things. He had already become an existence that could not be ignored. Because of this, Su Yang agreed to be the highest honorary president of the professional union. The construction and development of the professional union in the Dragon Kingdom would be smoother, and no one would be able to stop it. He would rest for a day. The next morning, Su Yang brought Heart Slayer and Little Zai outside the city. He planned to bring Little Zai to level it up and improve its strength. After all, this little guy complained that he didn't bring it along when he went out to fight. Therefore, Little Zai was very excited as soon as she arrived outside the city, as if she had endless strength. He kept waving his paws and killing all kinds of monsters. His level was also rapidly increasing, and his strength was also constantly getting stronger. Su Yang also killed some new monsters and briefly checked the attributes he had obtained. He had already maxed out 9 special attributes. As long as he maxed out one more, he could unlock the third effect of the forbidden talent, infinite growth. He killed green caterpillar, gained 11 experience points. Body's green essence has been enhanced. Without any hesitation, Su Yang left. After walking for some distance, a leopard tiger that was over level 20 appeared in his sight. When he realized it was a monster he had never killed before, Su Yang casually swung his sword. He killed leopard tiger, received 80 experience points. The sharpness of teeth increased. This attribute can be used, but it's not very good. Su Yang shook his head and didn't pay much attention to these monsters. There were still too few monsters that could get good attributes. He didn't have much hope. Don't tell me that the last attribute still requires a lucky item. Su Yang couldn't help but think. However, he didn't need to use it today. Because he only took little Zai out today to help it upgrade its level and strength, he could relax simultaneously. At the same time, he also checked the situation of the monsters outside the city. The number of monsters has increased, and they've become stronger. After a moment of observation, Su Yang came to a conclusion. Soon as little Zai's strength level increased, it would need to kill higher-level monsters. Su Yang took little Zai and walked further away from Rock City. The strength of monsters they encountered also became stronger and stronger. However, this was only based on little Zai's current strength. To Su Yang, these monsters were too weak. After 2 days, when the 1-month period was over, all kinds of monsters above level 30 and silver level would gradually appear. Meow tilde. Little Zai meowed and fought with a toad that was the size of a dog. Very quickly, the toad was killed by little Zai. Su Yang noticed that he had not killed this golden thread, toad-like monster before. Therefore, he swung his blade and looked at a gold thread toad not far away. Killed gold thread toad frog. Gained 111 experience points. A fortune attribute increased. Fortune, there's such a special attribute. Su Yang, who originally didn't have much hope, was stunned when he saw the stats of the golden toad. He did not expect that there were no monsters that could increase his fortune. Moreover, an attribute like fortune could actually be increased. However, fortune, what does this attribute do? Increasing one's luck in wealth. From this point of view, this attribute was not bad. This attribute is good. Su Yang looked at the golden thread toad frog and thought that it was okay. Compared to those monsters that gave all sorts of trash attributes, Fortune's attribute was already considered pretty good. Moreover, thinking about the improvement of Heart/'s ability, Su Yang felt that there would be a lot of places for him to spend money in the future. He also needed a lot of money. If he could get a money-related attribute now, it might be able to reduce his financial pressure in the future. The 10th special attribute is you. After thinking for a long time, Su Yang turned his gaze to the gold thread toads in the marsh and revealed a kind smile. COO. Sensing the killing intent from Su Yang's body, these gold thread toads subconsciously felt a little cold. Afterward, blade energy returned and instantly killed all the gold thread toads. He killed golden thread toad monster. Gained 111 experience points. A fortune attribute increased. Su Yang began to execute his plan to kill the golden thread toad. The strength of the gold thread toads was mostly in the tens. He wasn't very strong, but he wasn't a match either. However, to Su Yang, killing them was still extremely easy. Moreover, there were also many gold thread toads in the depression. This was enough for him to max out his fortune attribute. During the process of killing, little Zai also rested on Su Yang's shoulder because she was a little tired. On the other hand, Su Yang continued to kill the golden thread toad monsters. His fortune attribute was also constantly increasing. After a short while, his fortune attribute increased to about 80%. Su Yang swung his sword again to kill a gold thread toad. He killed golden thread toad monster. Gained 123 experience points. Acquired 1 gold coin. Your fortune attribute has been enhanced. Su Yang was slightly stunned and looked at the kill's information again. Chapter 57, Chapter 57, Fortune from the Heavens, Infinite Gold Gobbling. Indeed, after killing the toad monster, you will receive 1 gold coin. It must be known that the golden thread toad was just an ordinary monster. There was a chance of dropping coins after killing 7 or 8 of them, and most of them were copper and silver. This was the first time he had seen a gold coin drop from a gold thread toad. The gold thread toad monster that he had just killed was not special, and it was not a boss monster. Is this the effect of the increase in fortune? Su Yang thought to himself. He then waved his heart slayer again and slashed at one of the gold thread toads. He decided to test it again. The blade slashed down. He killed golden thread toad monster. Gained 114 experience points. Acquired 1 gold coin. A fortune attribute increased. It was confirmed. Killing a gold thread toad monster could really get 1 gold coin. It would never happen before that. Luck of wealth. If my luck of wealth increases, the drop rate of money from killing monsters will be higher and more. Is that so? Su Yang's eyes flickered with a thoughtful look. If it was really as it thought, then the fortune attribute was really a very powerful attribute. Then Su Yang turned around and looked at the other monster. Then he waved it a few more times and slashed at a few other different types of monsters. He planned to test it on other types of monsters. He killed marsh lizard. Gained 66 experience points. Acquired 1 gold coin. Mucous membrane skin has been improved. He killed a few monsters, and they all dropped 1 gold coin. This test result once again confirmed Su Yang's guess. This fortune attribute is even more powerful than I thought. These monsters have such low drop rate for gold coins, and they only drop copper and silver coins. Now that I've killed them, I can actually get gold coins. The attribute of this fortune is quite strong. Su Yang squinted his eyes and looked at the golden thread toad monster with a more friendly look. His current fortune attribute was only around 80%, and he had already obtained such a harvest. Then what would happen after he maxed out his fortune attribute? Thinking of this, Su Yang's heart was burning with passion. He once again brandished Heart Slayer, looking for golden toad monsters to kill. The sky gradually darkened. Little Zai, who was resting on Su Yang's shoulder, also woke up. Su Yang's pursuit of the golden thread toad had also come to an end. Killed golden thread toad monster. Gained 115 experience points. Acquired 1 gold coin. A fortune attribute increased. You have killed a total of 30,425 golden thread toads. Your fortune attribute has reached 100%. Your fortune has reached 100%. Acquired special attribute fortune to the heavens. A fortune to the heavens. A fortune attribute 100% obtained. Effect 1. When you kill a monster, you will definitely get money. Effect 2. To you, money is no longer money. It can be used to increase your strength. You can use gold coins to increase your level, skill, or level condensation. Fortune to the heavens. Su Yang's pupils contracted in surprise. He did not expect that, when his fortune attribute reached 100%, the special attribute that he would obtain would be such an existence. Originally, he thought that once his luck was stacked to the maximum, it would at most increase his luck and increase the drop rate of gold coins by killing monsters. When he saw the second effect of the heavenly fortune, he was truly shocked. Heavenly ascension, heavenly ascension. The amount of money, this time, could be said to be sky-high. He could actually use money to increase his level and strength, and even his status. Was there a more heaven-reaching existence than this? I didn't expect that heaven had such an ability. Su Yang couldn't help but sigh in his heart. After that, he decided to test his ability to swallow gold. Now he had nearly 2 million gold coins on him. It was more than enough for him to test. First was the level. Su Yang squinted his eyes and felt it for a moment. Then, he activated the Great Fortune and began to use gold coins to upgrade his level. Level increased. Current level LV33. Received 300 independent attribute points. Level increased. Current level LV34. Received 300 independent attribute points. Very quickly, Su Yang's level increased by 2. After leveling up, he quickly stopped spending gold coins. This was because the consumption of gold coins was a little too large. Just upgrading 2 levels had cost him more than 600,000 gold coins. 1 gold coin is equivalent to 200 to 300 experience points. Su Yang made a rough estimation in his heart. 200 to 300 experience points was not much, but it was not little either. Of course, it was not worth it compared to a gold coin. It's not worth it to use the gold swallowing method to increase my level. But if you have enough money, you can still give it a try. Moreover, with the ability to devour gold, I can quickly increase my level and strength by devouring gold at critical moments. This is the most important point. Otherwise, without the ability to swallow gold, no matter how many gold coins you have, you can't transform them into higher strength. Su Yang couldn't help but think of this after thinking for a while. After that, he tried the effect of increasing the level of his sword Dao by swallowing metal. 100,000 gold coins have been spent, and the proficiency of Gale Blade Intent has increased by 4%. 100,000 gold coins have been spent. Eternity level plus 0.02%. The consumption is huge. He tested the metal-devouring abilities effects on both sword Dao and level. Su Yang pondered silently in his heart. His sword Dao proficiency had increased, but the consumption of gold coins was still within an acceptable range. However, the consumption of upgrading one's level was too great. However, this was within his expectations. After all, the promotion of one's level was a necessary condition before becoming a god. After testing the effects of the heavenly wealth, Su Yang distributed the 600 free attribute points he had gained from leveling up. He then looked at his forbidden talent, infinite growth. You have successfully accumulated 10 special attributes and can activate talent effect 3. Do you want to activate it? Activate. He had been looking forward to this lesson for a long time. Without any hesitation, he activated it. Ding, successfully activated. Su Yang immediately checked his talent information. Talent, unlimited growth. Effect 1. Effect 2. Effect 3, extreme growth. Any target that has been marked and killed will be plundered even more. Chapter 58, Chapter 58, Plunder to the Extreme, Crazy Slaughtering. Effect 3, this ability. Su Yang looked at the information on Effect 3 in his talent and fell into silence, plundering a target that he had marked with his talent to an extreme. It looked a little general, and he didn't understand the meaning. However, Su Yang quickly understood how powerful it was. Extreme plunder. The first and second effects of talent were both related to plundering the target of choice. Whether it was killing a large number of monsters or plundering special attributes. After killing a boss-type monster, they could plunder its skills, talents, and attributes. It was all a choice. The third effect was different. It directly plundered everything that was beneficial to Su Yang from the targets that were killed. This was the power of extreme plunder. Let's test it out, Su Yang thought to himself. Then he looked at a golden thread toad monster not far away and waved the Heart Slayer in his hand. He killed golden thread toad monster. Received 80 experience points. Acquired 1 gold coin. Acquired 1 agility shard. Because his fortune attribute had already been maxed out, he could not continue to increase his fortune attribute by killing monsters that were similar to toads. But this time, after killing the gold thread toad through the talent mark, he had actually obtained 1 agility shard. 100 agility shards can be combined into 1 point of agility. Su Yang's eyes lit up. The moment he obtained the agility shard, he understood the importance of this effect. Agility shards could be used to synthesize agility attributes. Is this the ultimate growth? Su Yang was a little shocked. Don't think that 1 agility shard was very little. However, before that, he could only obtain exp and gold coins after killing the golden thread toad. And now, because of the existence of extreme growth, he had once again forcibly snatched an agility shard from the toad monster. He had successfully extracted the last toe of the golden thread toad. This effect is too brutal. Su Yang shouted excitedly in his heart after he understood this. In the future, the increase of his basic attributes would not only rely on the independent attribute points gained from leveling up. He could also increase the number of monsters he killed by himself. Under such extreme growth, improving basic attributes was much simpler and more brutal. Thinking of this, Su Yang looked at the gold thread toad and other monsters around him in a different way. Originally, he was too lazy to kill these normal monsters other than to farm for special attributes. But now it was different. He killed Marsh Lizard, gained 56 experience points, acquired 1 gold coin, received 1 constitution shard. He killed Marsh Crocodile, gained 187 experience points, acquired 1 gold coin, received 1 strength fragment. Su Yang was full of energy and killed all the monsters he could encounter in this depressed area. The sky that was originally in the evening had now darkened. 1 or 2 of them disappeared. Under Su Yang's attack, the marsh that was originally inhabited by a large number of monsters was now covered with the corpses of various monsters. The surroundings were silent. There wasn't even the sound of insects. The monsters that were lucky enough to survive had already hidden in the distance, trembling in fear. Su Yang stopped killing and looked around at the corpses with a smile on his face. Originally, he had wanted to give it away today, but he didn't expect to encounter the golden thread-toed monster that gave him the fortune attribute. After he had no choice but to help, he maxed out his fortune attribute. In the end, he even activated the third effect of his talent, which caused him to massacre the entire area on a whim. After stopping, Su Yang checked his harvest for the day. Gold coins, a power fragment plus 10548. Agility shards, a constitution shard plus 24331. Intelligence fragment plus 10054. Su Yang's face bloomed into a smile as he looked at the 4 basic attribute shards. He did not exchange these attribute fragments for attribute points for the time being. The sky was already dark. He decided to go back first. Anyway, these attribute shards were already in his bag, so he was not afraid of them running away. He left with Su Yang for an hour. A team of professionals who were hurrying towards Rock City happened to pass by this area. "Stop!" the team leader suddenly shouted. "There are a lot of monsters in this area, and it's usually very noisy. Why is it so quiet today? Khan, go and check it out." "Yes, Captain." After that, one of the team members carefully sneaked into the dark. After a while, the team member returned with a shocked expression. Captain. What's going on?" The captain looked at the Khan's bewildered expression and immediately felt that things might not be good, so he quickly asked. The Khan couldn't help but swallow his saliva and said, "Captain, you should go and take a look for yourself. The entire area is filled with monster corpses. Someone has killed all the monsters in this area." "What? That's impossible. There are at least tens of thousands of monsters in this area, and their levels aren't low. How could they be killed in such a short time?" After hearing Khan's words, there were immediate doubts in the team. When they really arrived at the marshland area and saw the monster corpses on the ground, their eyes were horrified as they accepted the fact. Who is it? With such strength, he actually slaughtered an entire area of monsters. This strength is too terrifying. Who else in Rock City has such strength? Oh my God, it can't be Heavenly Sun's doing, right? Heavenly Sun, that's right, in Rock City, it seems that only Sky Sun City has such strength. After a round of guessing, this team member quickly guessed that only Heavenly Sun should have such strength. After that, the situation here was also spread to the forum. Instantly, it caused quite a commotion. What is the meaning behind Heavenly Sun's actions this time? We've still underestimated Heavenly Sun's actions. He's taking the initiative to attack. He's reducing the number of monsters before they attack the city. At first, I thought that Heavenly Sun was just lucky. Now, it seems that he still has some intelligence. By the way, how's the matter of Heavenly Sun entrusting us to purchase weapons? I'm collecting them now. I've already contacted a few sellers. At Rock City, the Castellan and Manager Gray were in a heated discussion after learning that all the monsters in an area outside Rock City had been killed. They were very sure that this was done by Heavenly Sun, because currently only Heavenly Sun had the strength to do so. At the same time, they analyzed Heavenly Sun's actions from all aspects, trying to analyze the purpose of Heavenly Sun's actions. Chapter 59, Chapter 59, the upcoming ranking battle. On this side, Su Yang had already returned home. He put little Zai down and let it play by itself. He did some maintenance on Heart Slayer. Then he took a hot shower and sat on the recliner after feeling refreshed. He started to look at his current attribute information. Basic attributes: Strength 3431, Constitution 3541, Agility 1786, Intelligence 204. This was his current basic attribute information. At level 34, Su Yang's basic attributes were definitely at the top of the silver level. At this moment, he was the strongest on the blue planet, but he did not have much contact with some of the top professionals in the other worlds in heaven. Therefore, for the time being, he did not know the basic information of some of the genius professionals in the silver rank in those old worlds. But even so, according to Su Yang, they were not as good as him. Su Yang looked at the attribute shards he had obtained earlier without thinking too much. He exchanged all these attributes for attribute points. Strength plus 105, a Constitution plus 243, Agility plus 275, Intelligence plus 100. His total attributes had increased by 723 points. It was almost the amount of free attribute points he had gained after leveling up twice. There were already many of them. This was just the total of the attributes he had gained from killing monsters in a random area during the 1 or 2 times he had disappeared. However, Su Yang had already calmed down. After understanding the third effect of his talent, he understood that he would no longer have to worry about his basic attributes. Su Yang looked at his basic attributes again and nodded in satisfaction. At the same time, he also noticed that someone was looking for him on the forum. Hence, he opened the forum to take a look. Shangyuan Cheng said, "Brother, that's amazing. I only found out today that you have such a big plan. Now that the higher-ups know about your actions, they are so happy that they have ordered all the professionals in the country to learn from your spirit." As soon as he opened the private chat on the forum, Su Yang saw the message from Shangyuan Cheng. What's the situation? What kind of setup? And you want to learn from me?" Su Yang looked at Shangyuan Cheng's message in confusion and doubt. Then he opened the forum to take a look. Key analysis. Analysis of why Heavenly Sun massacred all the monsters in the marshland area. Heavenly Sun, sir, does this mean that we should attack in advance before the 1-month deadline? Closing the forum, Su Yang lay on his chair and looked helplessly at the sky. He had only activated the third effect of his talent, and the test results had killed all the monsters in that area. He actually came up with such an explanation. But forget it, he was too lazy to explain anything. He continued to read Shangyuan Cheng's messages and replied, "Is there something you need from me? If you don't, I'm off." Seeing this, Shangyuan Cheng hurriedly continued to reply, "Wait, I wanted to ask you if you know about the ranking battle." "A ranking battle? What is this?" Su Yang was a little confused when he saw the unfamiliar message. The lion-headed man had died too quickly, and he didn't have the time to ask for other information. "You still don't know? I thought you had already received the news." Shangyuan Cheng was a little surprised to see that Su Yang still didn't know. "Hurry up and say it, I won't say any more. I also found out from some professionals from other worlds. In the new server, where heaven descends, after the 1-month protection period ends, all races from other worlds who want the resources of the new server will send people to enter the new server. These geniuses fight and kill each other for the ranking, and then divide the resources of the new area." After reading Shangyuan Cheng's reply, Su Yang was silent for a moment before he replied, "You mean that there will be a ranking battle on the blue planet soon?" "Right. Not only that, but I also learned from that foreign world professional that the ranking battle on the blue planet this time is different from the past. The upper realm clans in heaven will also participate. Su Yang's expression was indifferent. He understood what Shangyuan Cheng meant. Ah, is it because of my existence? This was obvious. He wasn't stupid. There was no need for the previous ranking battles on the blue planet. Those geniuses from the upper realm's large clans would definitely be here for him. All of you have your eyes on me, right? Su Yang looked up at the sky, the corner of his mouth curled up, and he sneered. After the effects were over, Su Yang's expression was calm. I just don't know how strong these so-called geniuses from the upper realm's large clans are. Can they provide me with some good attributes? This time, he was really a little angry. He had never gotten tired of the moves of the Dusk Evil God. Now, these large clans from the upper realm still wanted to disturb him. Did he really think that he, Su Yang, was meat on a felt board, waiting to be slaughtered? He had already decided that in this so-called ranking battle, he would make sure that these geniuses sent by the upper realm's large clans would not be able to bear the consequences. Brother Heavenly Son, are you still there? At this time, Shangyuan Cheng, who had not received a reply from Su Yang for a long time, asked. Yes, I am. Thanks for the information. It's nothing. It's no big deal. However, Brother Heavenly Son, these big clans from the upper realm are coming with great momentum for the ranking battle this time. You must be prepared. The blue planet can only rely on you. Shangyuan Cheng looked at Su Yang's reply and knew that the other party understood some of the information he had revealed. According to a reliable source, the reason why these upper realm clans were suddenly interested in a new server was that Heavenly Son had completed the mythical advancement mission. The ranking battle. It was a battle for the resources in the new blue planet region. After understanding this, he was initially angry, but he was helpless. It couldn't be helped. The law of the jungle had never changed since ancient times. If it was a normal ranking battle, Blue Planet might still be able to resist. But this time, it was hard to say. Rely on me. Looking at the message sent by Shangyuan Cheng, Su Yang's eyes darkened, and he roughly knew what was going on. Since they're all coming for me, then let me deal with them. Su Yang replied with a determined look. Then he continued to ask, tell me the specific information about the ranking battle. Shangyuan Cheng was a little excited when he saw Su Yang's reply. He quickly sent over the information he knew about the ranking battle. Su Yang looked through the message Shangyuan Cheng sent and roughly understood some of the rules and information of the ranking battle. Chapter 60, Chapter 60. The protection period is about to end. When Heaven arrived in the new server, the first month of protection time ended. Some of the foreign races that wanted to invade the new server could choose to do so. This was also the origin of the ranking battle. However, this was only limited to professionals below gold rank. At the same time, it wasn't just foreign land that had designs on the new city zone. They would also kill each other to obtain more resources. As time passed, the rules of the ranking battle became more and more complete. In the end, it became a ranking battle where geniuses from various worlds and races were sent to participate. The geniuses from the other worlds and races fought and killed each other in the ranking battles. In the end, the names they obtained would be allocated the resources in the new city zone. Of course, the new server's races could also resist the invasion of plunderers. To be able to participate in the ranking battle, as long as they could survive until the end of the ranking battle, then even if they won, they could still protect the world where their race was. The time limit for the ranking battle was 1 month, compared to the geniuses of the various races who had to kill each other to obtain more resources for their own races. The races in the new city zone only needed to survive until the time limit was up. On the surface, the rules of the ranking battle seemed to favor the local races of the new server. However, it was still difficult to imagine that he could survive for a month under the pursuit of countless geniuses and monsters. The ranking battle will create a large-scale secret dungeon. Within a month, no participant is allowed to withdraw. I can't take the initiative to withdraw. Very good. I was afraid those guys would run away with props if they couldn't win. Now, I don't have to worry at all, Su Yang said in a low voice after reading the rules of the ranking battle. He had a smile on his face, but his eyes were filled with coldness. Brother Heavenly Son, don't worry. We won't let you fight alone. Someone from our military department will also participate when the time comes. Shangyuan Cheng replied, No, you just need to spread the news that no one on the blue planet is needed for the ranking battle. Your existence will only hinder my actions. Su Yang directly rejected this. Shangyuan Cheng was a little embarrassed when he saw Su Yang's firm refusal. After a moment of silence, Shangyuan Cheng smiled and muttered to himself, You sure are confident, Heavenly Son. Then he replied, All right. After a brief exchange, Su Yang logged out of the forum. The ranking battle started after the monster tide. Just as well, I can also use these few days to continue to strengthen my strength. After ending his chat with Shangyuan Cheng, Su Yang also made a plan in his heart. Although Su Yang wasn't afraid of these people who had come for him, it didn't mean that he would underestimate them. Since these geniuses from the major races in the other world knew that he had completed the mythical advancement mission, they still dared to come over. Then they must have been incited by the powerful person behind them. They were either very confident in their own strength, or they had a powerful trump card. In the face of these geniuses and monstrous existences from the upper realm's big clans, since Su Yang wanted to keep them all on the blue planet, he must be prepared. He didn't have to be careful, but he couldn't let his guard down. Fortunately, the third effect of my talent has been activated. The speed of my improvement has also increased a lot. With the outbreak of the monster tide, there are also monsters necessary for leveling up. Thinking of this, Su Yang's expression gradually eased. At the same time, he recalled the analysis experts on the forum who speculated about his previous action of killing the monsters in the marshland. A smile slowly appeared on Su Yang's face. Since everyone thinks that I'm taking the initiative to attack, I'll make my move. I'll kill all the monsters in Rock City in the cradle. These monsters should be able to make me stronger. The next morning, Su Yang left Rock City with Heart Slayer and Little Zai, and they went to a place far away from the city. Search for areas where the monsters are not too weak. For monsters that were too weak, even if they had the effect of extreme growth, the experience gained was too little. Therefore, Su Yang was more inclined to kill higher-level monsters. Not only could he obtain attribute shards, but he could also obtain a lot of experience points. To Su Yang, no matter how strong the monsters were, they were not his match. Soon, he arrived at a forest monster territory, with monsters between level 17 and 25. After casually glancing at the monsters here, Su Yang held the Heart Slayer and began to kill. He killed Smoked Skunk, received 89 experience points, acquired 1 gold coin, Acquired 1 agility shard. Body odor attribute has been slightly increased. After removing the effect of the mark, Su Yang once again began to slaughter the skunk race. He killed striped leopard. Lower limbs upgraded. The attributes given by the striped leopard were quite useful. It was a pity that there weren't many monsters like the striped leopards, and it wasn't enough to farm them. Forget it, I'll just kill as many as I can. Su Yang couldn't do anything about it. Since he wasn't satisfied with it, there was no need to force it. The accumulated number of kills has exceeded 300,000. True damage of slaughterer and predator increased by 60%. As the number of monsters killed by Su Yang increased, the total number of health points he had killed had exceeded 300,000. The true damage effect of his mythical skill, slaughter and predator, had also increased to 60%. This was good news for Su Yang, as his strength had increased again. A few hours later, the monsters in this forest were basically all killed by Su Yang. It was a pity that he did not get any good attributes. The best one was the one from the striped leopard, which increased the ability of his lower limbs. Unfortunately, there were too few striped leopards, and he couldn't max out his stats. However, other than these attributes, he had also gained a lot of other things. Gold coins plus 114213. Strength fragment plus 30111. A constitution shard. Agility shards plus 32145. Intelligence fragment plus 11451. Without stopping, Su Yang continued to look for other monster areas. Soon, he found a group of level 19-29 monsters in a valley. Hence, they continued to clear out the monsters. As time slowly passed, the day was over. And today was the last day of the first month's protection period of the new server of Heaven on Blue Planet. That's a wrap for this installment. Thank you all for watching and supporting Lord of the Stories. If you enjoyed this tale, please hit the like button, share it, and subscribe for more amazing stories. You can also explore other series updated daily in our playlists. Have a fantastic day and see you in the next episode.